How's it going, everybody? Connor here, and in today's tutorial we're going to be going over how to receive an item into the resale inventory. Now, there's many different variables here between what kind of model it is, what the category of the item is going to be, to change what you're actually going to have to input at this field. Some items need very little information, and other things such as a laptop computer has a lot of variables that you're going to have to fill in. So I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to put a hard drive in, and then two, I'm going to put in a laptop computer. So hard drives have a couple things you need. Laptops have quite a few more. So we're going to start by being in inventory, receive inventory, and that's so that we can actually bring things into the inventory system here. Now under model, you normally for a hard drive you put in the full model of the hard drive, but let's just say a 3 terabyte hard drive. That way there's nothing in the system. So then we're going to select yes because the model is not found, and we're going to add it to our master items list. Here we are. We're going to say Western Digital, and set the length of 5, the width of 4, or no, 3.5, and the height of 1 inch. Say that it weighs 1.1 pounds. Select our category, in this case hard drives, and then drives and storage. Hard drives, internal, desktop is going to be what we want. So we'll select that, and you'll see that it's pulling from the hard drive category. That's going to ask what our SKU affecting things are. So here we're going to put in our customer name. We'll say Razor. Then we're going to select the unique identifier. It is possible that you would have a unique identifier sticker, a UID sticker on the item already when it was provided to you. If there is one, or you have some to reference, you're going to scan them at this time, and this will make sure that this item is kept to the customer in the future. But we're going to generate one now. Likewise with the serial number, a hard drive in front of you would actually have a serial number and you would scan that, but if it was missing or for any other reason, such as right now, we're going to generate this. Set your quantity of just one. If you received the item and actually paid for it, you can set a received price. So let's say we bought, several hundred hard drives and we paid, $250 a piece, and this one passed testing and we're now putting it in inventory. So that will let us know to keep track of how much we spent on it in the future. Set the condition. So we're going to set this as used, or if you have new ones or anything can be set at this point. Cosmetics will be, light scuffs or scratching. Let's leave that blank at this point. If you have a particular bin, tray, or location that you want to put the item in, you can manually select it here from the drop down, type it in, or scan it, but we're just going to randomly generate where we put the item. So it'll go in 1, L1, S4, C1. Now here are the important things that are for specifically the internal desktop hard drive category. It wants to know the capacity, the speed, type, defect, and health status. Those are all mandatory, which you can see by having this small asterisk next to them. They're ones that you're going to need to put in. So the capacity is 3 terabytes, as we put in the model number there. The hard drive speed is going to be a standard 7200 RPM. There's several different speeds of hard drives, 7200, 10,000. Not particularly important, but we're going to need to make that because this is a hard drive. Hard drive type will be either whether IDE, SAS, SATA, or SCSI. This would be, I guess, a SAS hard drive. So we'll say that. Firmware version, we don't know, so we're going to leave that one blank. A defect could be that it's, part of the label's peeled, or it's the plastic on the bottom has some scratches in it, so we don't need to put anything in there for that. Health status is going to be how the hard drive actually reported during hard drive testing. So we're going to say 1,000 plus days. There we are. So this hard drive is now completely set in the inventory, and we're going to go down and select Create New. If you'd like to print a label, we'll just say yes on this one. It would then print a label to whatever your label printer is. You would stick the label on the item, put it in an anti-static bag, whatever you need to do, and move on from this point. Now, that's a 3 terabyte hard drive, so let's try a laptop. One that's already in the system, so we won't need to make a master item this time. We'll go with our standard E6410. Latitude E6410, click that. Verify that the manufacturer shows up correctly because you can have multiple manufacturers on one item. Then we're going to move over to all of these skew affecting things on a laptop. So you'll see here there's screen size, form factor, color, memory. All of these things are important for a laptop. Likewise, if you had a desktop computer you were putting in, or any other variable thing. So we'll say that the screen size on that is 14.1 because that's what it is on that laptop. COA would be Windows 7 Pro. There's that. Color is silver. Memory, we'll say it has 4 gigabytes. There we are. Hard drive size 320. Optical drive, let's say DVD RW. CPU type would be a i5 520M. It's not an option, but there we are. Now it's moved in. CPU speed of that particular CPU would be 2.4 space GHz. Disposition would be the condition it's in. So in this part, it would be for resale. Motherboard inspection would say that if there was anything damaged with the motherboard, you could put that in here. We're going to leave that one blank. A defect we could set as, light scratching on lid. Hard drive speed, we'll say 7200 RPM. And memory speed would be 1066 megahertz. Whether it has a webcam is also very important. A lot of people care about that on a laptop, so we'll say that this one does have a webcam. Okay, so here we go. Now there's a couple other things such as an audio adapter, battery design capacity, battery wear level. Any of that can be set, but you get the understanding at this point. So we're going to go ahead and hit create new, select yes to print a label, and our item will now be received into the inventory system.